Dylan, let's go back to a movie you did, Hamburger Hill,
Yeah,
about Vietnam, shot in the Philippines. Now, while you were there, there was a major political event.
yeah, there was a coup.
Yeah.
The coup had just happened. As a matter of fact, like a week before we got there. So there was a lot of disruption, bombing movie theaters. Two people died on the film, and one person was assassinated. So it was a very, very tough shoot. After Hamburger Hill, everything else is gravy because that was the hardest movie I'll ever do.
Now,
I hope.
okay. Now, Steel Magnolias.
Uh-huh.
Now, what impact did that have on your career, and how did people respond to you on the street when they saw you after that film?
Well, strangely enough, I think it was a strange period for me when I did that movie because I wasn't really a man. I was still sort of a boy. I was in that weird period, boy-man thing, and I really needed to take time after that film to grow up. So I took some time off because I saw myself and I was like, I wasn't happy. And I knew I needed to grow up and be a man, so I went away for a while. So now I feel like I'm emerging again because I feel like I'm a man now. So it was a strange time, to tell you the truth, in terms of development as a man. And so now I feel like I'm there.
Now, I think you're like me in a lot of ways that you grew up watching Clint Eastwood movies, westerns, the action films.
Sure.
Now, do you remember watching his films as a kid, and what were your impressions of him then as opposed to now after working with him?
Well, he's still a badass, you know what I mean? He's still the baddest guy I know. And I just like him a lot more because I know him. I think when you look at Clint Eastwood on the screen, you say, wow, he's like man. He's like the man we all want to be because he's so, bigger than life. And growing up, I certainly had that image of him. But after working with him, I realized, what a funny, warm guy he really is.
I know everyone's been asking you about the Secret Service agents you met during the shooting of this. What was the biggest surprise that you had with the people that you met? And did you find that they had a sense of humor at all?
Oh yeah. They have to work so hard at being cold, but a lot of them are not very cold. It's just their facade. They have to put on that facade, so they're intimidating. Because they have to protect so many different people. But usually, no, they're very warm. Bob Snow, in particular, the technical advisor, was really just a great guy.
Interviewed Harrison Ford for Patriot Games, and they shot part of that CIA headquarters, and he found a lot of agents coming up to him, wanting to share what their lives were like. Did you find that the case with the agents?
Yeah, a lot of them did. They really wanted to, tell me what it's really like to be a Secret Service agent. I appreciated that, because I got a lot of information out of them.
One scene that I really liked in this movie that kind of made me cringe because I know it must have been uncomfortable was the plastic bag over the head scene. Now,
you and me both.
What special precautions did they take for you during that?
Absolutely none. I just put a plastic bag over my head and Clint took it off. I preferred it that way. I'm a method actor, so it's just like, put the bag on my head and let the cameras roll and see what happens. I think it's more interesting.
So how concerned were the crew members on the set during the shooting of that?
I don't know. I didn't ask him, but for me, it was okay. I like that kind of thing. Just puts you so deep into the character that it's a lot of fun.
Now, shooting a movie in Washington, D.C., as opposed to L.A., do you find that people on the street, the bystanders, spectators, react differently?
Oh yeah. Washington was crazy. People were just like screaming everywhere we went. 3 o'clock in the morning, we were doing a scene, that car scene, where I break down. 3 o'clock in the morning, we had like people running alongside of the car screaming, Clint, Clint, you're the man, you're the man. You're trying to do a scene. It really was ridiculous. People just would stay up all night long and look for a glimpse of him. I'd never seen anything like it. It was like he was, the Messiah had come to town. It was incredible.